Hi, everyone. My name is Brad Witzel. I'm the Adelaide Worth Daniels Distinguished Professor of Education at Western Carolina University.
And hi, everyone. I'm Sarah Powell. I'm a professor at the University of Texas at Austin. We are part of a team that put together these materials for the Kansas Math Project. The Kansas Math Project was designed with the belief that every math teacher in Kansas should have a strong understanding of evidence-based practices, as well as an equally strong understanding of math content. And by working with teachers across Kansas, the intention is that we are going to improve the math outcomes for all Kansas students.
When we designed the Kansas Math Project, we relied on outcomes-related, research-validated practices that had been identified over the last several decades as essential for teaching and learning of math. Most often, we rely on randomized controlled trial studies as well. Those are the ones relied on for the What-Works Clearinghouse as a gold standard in educational research. Further, we looked at syntheses and meta-analyses instead of just individual research reports. Overall, we're looking at students who struggle in mathematics because we're trying to find ways to turn it around for them. Now, keeping up with the challenges is important, so we come back several times during this project to best inform what we need to do next.
Now, to create these materials for the Kansas Math Project, we relied on a very large team. So, team included me and Brad, and several of our colleagues, along with the Kansas MTSS and alignment team from the Technical Assistance System Network, TASIN, in Kansas. But our team also included math teachers, math coaches, math specialists, math interventionists, principals, and administrators all across the state of Kansas. And furthermore, we received feedback from a really great advisory council that met with our team regularly throughout the development of the Kansas Math Project materials. And we also worked closely with several pilot districts distributed across the state of Kansas to get feedback on some of the early versions of the Kansas Math Project materials.
So what you're going to see now is a series of foundational modules meant for all teachers. In these foundational modules, we dig into the importance of math for learners of every background. It's important math pathways as well across grade levels. We focus on the systematic explicit instruction of the clear model. And then we dive into the importance of data collection and adaptation. Once you've completed all these foundational modules, you can have access to the grade band modules.
Now, for those grade band modules for grades pre-K through 2, there are 9 grade band modules. And in grades 3 through 5, there are 12 different grade band modules. And each of those modules is focused on specific math content, such as counting and cardinality, time and money, measurement, or multiplication and division. And within each of those grade band modules, you'll find interactive information on important language, how to help students understand that content, how to help students build fluency with that content, and also how to focus on problem solving with that content.
Yeah. Similarly, in grades 6 to 12, we go through 18 modules. But in these, although we cover some of the same aspects that you're going to find out in the early childhood and elementary grades, we actually are trying to focus on these content as exemplars to deliver evidence-based approaches and strategies. Now, these content include, but are not limited to, calculations of integers, decimals and fractions, expressions and equations, geometric properties, radicals, exponents, theorems, transformations. But we also include 2 different modules on there to help with curriculum development. If you've ever noticed that your students tend to forget a lot of important work over time, those modules are aligned with students' maintenance of information.
Well, now that you know about the foundational modules and the grade band modules for the Kansas Math Project, we are very excited for you to start your journey with the Kansas Math Project.
So let's work together to ensure that every student in the state of Kansas has the opportunity to excel in mathematics.